Hello, we're here. We're starting.
Howdy.
Da, 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 da.
I'm excited.
We're here. We're going to talk about Kingdom Hearts Union Cross.
Hell yeah. Otherwise known as Cox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me, Sean.
And me, Tennille.
And we're going to talk about Union Cross, the Kingdom Hearts phone game. Now, before we get really far into this, I want to tell people that by the end of this stream, we'll be talking about spoilers for most every single Kingdom Hearts game, because this is the most newest Kingdom Hearts lore that has come out.
Yes. And also, if you have not watched any of our previous Union Cross
discussions,
things, that's okay. We're going to try and kind of cover everything that you would need to know before the finale, and then we're going to watch the finale together and then discuss it.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're going to do a very brief discussion of Union Cross plot, because now that it's over, we can actually tell you what was and was not actually all that important.
Yeah.
We think.
Yeah. We can narrow it down to at least what's the important plot beats to know for this game.
Yes.
And what is probably going to be important moving forward.
Yes. So, yeah, that's going to happen. So if you know about Kingdom Hearts but not Union Cross, well, this could be a good introduction. Also, if you don't... in like a month, the game is going to be taken offline.
Yeah.
And you can just download it and watch all the cutscenes for free. So that's cool. You don't have to grind out fights anymore because the game isn't going to exist.
Yeah.
So let us begin. This one. Boop. Okay.
I will say I already miss Union Cross, and like this has been such a fun ride. It has hurt me emotionally. And
I guess I'll let you, before we get started, sorry.
Yeah.
Just answering what people are saying about Dark Road. Dark Road has not updated since we've talked about it last, so we will not be bringing it up during this discussion. This is going to be, for the most part, we might talk about it a bit at the end because, you know, the end of this game might have information about that. Who knows? But this is going to be exclusively Key, Cross, Union Cross, Unchained Key, back cover, discussion. Dark Road is not going to be talked about a whole lot here.
Dark Road should be updating in September. However, they were a couple months behind getting this finale out on schedule, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hear anything about Dark Road until the end of the year.
But Dark Road is almost done, and then that is going to be done, and that's it.
Yeah.
Either way, let's talk
about Union Cross.
So this is going to be a brief summary of the entire game that's been updating for 8 years, up until what we talked about, up through what we talked about last time.
So, to give you an overall picture of like where this game starts, this takes place in the Age of Fairy Tales, which is like a
cajillion years in the past.
Yeah, this is the furthest thing back in the Kingdom Hearts timeline
that we know about currently.
Yeah.
There is 5 Union leaders. That would be this unicorn, this bear,
Hera, Aced, Envy, Gula, and Ava.
And they are all leaders of their own Keyblade armies. I mean, Unions. And they were given their jobs by the Master of Masters, some mysterious guy, and he's given them all Keyblades and powers and explained that they need to collect a bunch of light so that they are the most powerful. Also,
so that they can protect the realm of light.
Yes. Also, oopsies, turns out the world's going to be destroyed soon. So...
Well, hold on. So, the Master of Masters, or Mom, as a lot of people like to call him, has these 5 plus Lushu.
Look, it's the same picture except the head is slightly different size, so it looks like he's breathing.
Oh god, that's terrifying.
Okay, I'll stop.
The Master of Masters and his apprentices. Those are the Union leaders plus Lushu. The Master of Masters talks to each one of his apprentices individually and gives them a role in the case that the Master of Masters would suddenly disappear. Woo. And while doing this, he also gives them the Book of Prophecies, which is a book he has written that depicts events that are going to be happening in the future, including the part that they're all very concerned about is a part where the world ends and is lost to darkness and everybody dies.
You know, that seems like kind of a bad thing.
Yep.
So, wouldn't you know it, the Master of Masters does disappear,
Mm-hmm.
and the 5 Union leaders take over.
Which means that they are now in charge of doing their roles that the Master has left with them. Ira, the unicorn, is meant to be the leader of the group.
Mm-hmm.
So even though all the union leaders are in charge of their own unions, Ira is the one in charge. Aced is supposed to be Ira's second in command. He's supposed to follow Ira, but should a situation arise where Aced feels like Ira is not living up to the role of leadership,
He's terrible at this!
if he starts to think, he's terrible at this, then Aced needs to take over.
Using the Master of Masters' own words, of
Yes.
course.
I love the Master of Masters. He's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Envy is kind of a third in command. She's supposed to be the mediator between all the other unions. She's supposed to listen, watch, and mediate should any troubles arise.
Yeah, we're going over all we're doing a summary of all of Union Cross, and then we're going to do the finale after we've brought everybody up to speed.
Yes. Gula has been given the lost page. There is a page from the Book of Prophecies that has been ripped out of all the other books, and only Gula has this lost page. On this lost page is news that
There is a traitor.
there is a traitor amongst the Union leaders. And Gula is supposed to find out what this page means. It doesn't say who the traitor is, just that there is one.
The traitor bears the recusant sigil.
Yeah. And from what we know about in other games, the recusant sigil is the key or the X symbol.
Yeah.
But Gula doesn't know this, and Gula is alone in trying to figure out this page.
Yes. And then we have...
Ava. Ava is tasked with finding Keyblade wielders in every union to join a different union. So she is in charge of her own union, the Fox, but she is also in charge of putting together the Dandelions. And the Dandelions are supposed to not, under no circumstances,
Join in the fight.
fight in the Keyblade War, which is supposed to end the world.
Yeah. And instead, when that happens, all these dandelions are supposed to hop into a different world, in a different universe.
So that the light may continue
Yeah,
to
they're going to
persist.
hop over there, and then after everything's destroyed, they'll come back, and they'll repopulate the world
Mm-hmm.
through the use of their light.
Yeah.
That's their job, and that's her job.
And then
Lushu,
Lushu
the 6th apprentice,
is given the task of holding on to the Master of Masters Keyblade No Name.
which is the big evil keyblade everybody probably knows. It's the one that Xehanort wields,
Yep, it's got the big blue eye in it, which is the Master of Masters eye.
apparently.
And this eye sees the future. It sees the events to come because Lushu has been carrying it into the future.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how the Master of Masters can write all this stuff down. Lushu is also supposed to hide and not make himself known. He's not supposed to affect anything. He's supposed to just stand around and watch as events unfold. And also carry around this box that the Master of Masters has given him.
What's in the box?
That we don't know what's in it,
It's
but
a secret to everyone except for the Master of Masters and Lushu.
yes.
But he's not allowed to open the box.
Yeah.
Keyblade.
The
Who
Keyblade.
knows? So yeah. Anyways,
After the Master of Masters disappears, things go south fast.
they all
Ira-
start fighting and assuming the others are evil and traitors because dark Chirithes, which are evil Dream Eaters start showing up.
Chirithes are given to the players because the Master of Masters makes Chirithes, and Chirithes are the first Dream Eaters.
I guess we should talk about player character real briefly here.
Yeah.
You, as a player character, join up. You are a young, fresh-faced Keyblade wielder. You join one of these 5 crews, and then you run around
Killing Heartless.
Disney
and
World, killing Heartless, yada yada.
Gathering Light, which is called Lux.
Some garbage about jumping through the Book of Prophecies into the future or versions of the future to fight Heartless to gather light. It doesn't really matter a whole lot in the long run. But you do exist, and you have your own Chirithy, because all the characters in the game have their own Chirithys. But if someone falls to darkness, their Chirithy also turns dark.
It turns into a Nightmare Chirithy.
Mm-hmm. And also, if a player character turns to darkness, they become a Darkling, which are some pretty sweet-looking evil
Heartless,
guys.
yeah.
Heartless guys.
I really love the look of the Darklings.
Mm-hmm. So,
Anyway.
Eventually, the Keyblade War happens. Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
because-
guess we can't go to the Keyblade War quite yet.
Yeah.
Everybody's fighting.
Yeah.
Player character gets introduced to Ephemer. Ephemer is a young kid from not your union, doesn't matter which one it is, but he and you are asked to join the Dandelions by Ava. And Ephemer says, yeah, absolutely. Player character says, I don't know.
Yeah,
And-
player character waffles on whether they want to join the Dandelions or not.
Mm-hmm. Eventually,
Because
you also...
Ava also kind of tells them that,
everybody else is going to die.
right. And so player character is like, I can't just stand by while everybody dies.
I gotta help people.
Yeah.
Eventually, Ephemer just straight up disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And you never find him again. But you meet one of his other friends, Skuld. You know, I actually have pictures of these people. I should pull them up.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of important.
Kind of.
Let's see. All right, here's Ephemer. Ephemer.
Good boy. 10 out of 10.
Good bean.
Good bean.
And then here's Skuld.
Also, 10 out of 10. Good bean. Love her.
They're both great. So you're now friends with Skuld, and you're running around and you're trying to figure out what's going on as the world slowly collapses around you. Eventually, the
As the
Keyblade War...
Keyblade War starts.
The Keyblade War eventually happens. The main character does not join the Dandelions, instead goes to the Keyblade War, fights in it, and, like, everybody dies.
Mm-hmm.
Including you, but as you're dying, Ephemer and Skuld show up, and they pick you up, and they stick you into the other world, and they wipe your memories, as they do with every other Dandelion, and you get to replay the entire game again. Up until the point where the Keyblade War would happen, and then things just progress as though the Keyblade War would never happen.
Right.
Isn't that neat?
So,
That's the first game into the second game.
yeah. Ava, while choosing Dandelions, has also been given a list of people who are supposed to be the union leaders that come after the apprentices.
Mm-hmm.
So, these are the people who are going to take over in the data world. This includes Ephemer and Skuld.
Yes. And then we also meet 3 other people that are supposed to take over. Well, actually, we should say that there is one other character that is important.
Yeah.
Well, no, we'll talk about the other
Hold off
union
on
leaders.
that one, yeah.
Okay, so the other 3 union leaders are Ventus, you know, from Birth by Sleep.
Uh-huh.
Why is he here in the super past? We also have Brain, who's this mystery guy. He's a smartsy boy. And Laurium, who is the human version of Marluxia, who is also from the future. Why is he also here in the past?
I love it.
Isn't this tasty?
So tasty. All right.
So we got these 5 people who are all the new leaders. They've all been chosen secretly, or told that they are going to be the new leaders secretly by Ava, so they don't know who each other was when they signed up. This is important because there was actually someone else that was supposed to be one of the 5 union leaders, and that
one
was...
of these is not, like, one of them is not supposed to be here.
One of these 5 is not supposed to be here, and killed or helped kill Strelitzia.
Who is Laurium's sister?
Yeah, Laurium's sister. These 2 are a pair of flowery siblings.
I love them so much.
is a character that was supposed to be one of the union leaders, was already set up to be ready, and
Hello,
gets
alarms.
interrupted by a fire truck.
Yeah.
We'll just wait a moment.
Good luck.
Anyways, Strelitzia gets killed.
Among Cucks.
Strelitzia gets killed before the Keyblade War happens in that whole chaos. They were trying to find player character, invite them to the Dandelions because they thought you were cute or whatever.
Yeah,
It doesn't-
Strelitzia has a crush on player character. I like how no matter if you are playing as a girl or a boy,
This game is super heckin' gay.
this game is super heckin' gay because Strelitzia has a huge crush on you, and Ephemer has a huge crush on you as well.
Yeah, both of them are like, yeah.
No one's getting away straight here, okay?
Mm-hmm. There is no way to make it through this game where one of the NPCs doesn't hit on you. So, if you're a guy, Ephemer's gay for you. If you're a girl, Strelitzia's gay for you. Unfortunately, you never talk to Strelitzia in the entire game because she
Yeah.
dies before she ever talks to you.
Yeah, she's a little bit shy.
So anyways, we got these 5 new union leaders, and these 5 beings are now in charge because everyone else is dead. You're in a data world of the world you used to be in, and you just run around the same worlds again.
Mm-hmm.
It's not super important, but that's how a lot of what's going on here. Eventually,
The union leaders figure out something sus is going on
there's a traitor among us.
among us because Lariam's looking for his sister and he cannot find her.
He knew she was a dandelion and knew she should be here, but he can't find her in the data world when everything went down. So
This kind of leads Brain to do some poking around, and Brain figures out that one of them must have, like, one of them is not supposed to be here.
somebody's
He
not supposed
also
to be
knows
here.
that Ava has slightly
Changed the
fudged
rules.
her role a
Mhm.
little bit, because when Ava spoke to him, Ava kind of straight up confessed that she was trying to slightly go against the Master of Masters'
Plan.
wishes because she wanted, like, I think the intention is that, like, she wanted to try and help change the future in some way.
Make it better than what's written in the Book of Prophecies.
Right. So she was supposed to give a copy of the Book of Prophecies
To someone.
one of the union leaders, but she ignores that and actually gives it to Brain.
Mm-hmm. On that list also has the names of the 5 people that were supposed to be union leaders. So now Brain knows that Ventus is the killer.
Yeah. Ventus is not supposed to be a union leader.
Ventus,
Little baby boy Ventus.
Ventus possessed by darkness.
Mm-hmm. So we find out that they all get together on a hill and they talk about, you know, how did Ava talk to you? And they're like, oh, well, Ava always, like, she brought me to this hill. And we talked about it. And Vin's like, oh, well, actually, we were in this dark house.
And then I don't really remember what happens, and then I got this book.
Yeah.
So Ventus did a murder without intentionally, or without realizing he did a murder.
Yeah.
So that's important to note. While all this is going on, Laurium is not with the other 4 discussing all of this because, you know, he'd be a little emotional about hearing about one of his friends killed his sister.
Right, and they kind of, like, Brain's like, Laurium did not kill his sister, so, like, he's out. Like,
Okay, yes, okay. Elrina exists. Elrina is here. She is a friend, sort of, to Strelitzia. She is Larxene.
Yeah. Larium has specifically sought Elrina out because he knew that Strelitzia and her had hung out a couple of times.
Mhm.
So Elrina is helping in the search for Strelitzia.
Yeah, that's about all she's done here.
Mm-hmm.
She exists. She knows people. She's around. Laurium is in the basement of the castle because he has found the real Maleficent who has time traveled backwards accidentally.
Yeah, so when Maleficent died in Kingdom Hearts 1, her heart was ripped from her body because that's how Kingdom Hearts works. And her heart, in trying to go to the past to change the future, she accidentally went into
The
the
data
data world
of the super past
of the super past.
of her own world,
Right.
because it happened to be there. So
And her goal was to try and change the future so that she would win.
mhm.
And Darkness finds her and quickly explains that, hey, you actually can't change the future by going into the past. So
I'm going to take you to this special pod, and
Yeah.
I'm going to yeet you back to the real world, and then you got to yeet yourself back to the future.
So in the castle in Daybreak Town, there is this room, and we're going to be seeing a lot of this room here in the finale. But this room has lifeboats. It's the same lifeboats that we saw in Kingdom Hearts 1
And Melody of Memory.
and in Melody of Memories, where Xehanort, Apprentice Xehanort, under Diz, yeets Kairi.
Into space, and
Off
she
to
ends up on
Destiny
to
Islands.
Destiny Islands. So these can also be used to travel between the data world and the real world, and yeet you into the future as well.
Yeah, they're essentially like space and time.
Arcs in Japanese?
Yeah, they're arcs. They're space and time machines, but they can only either move through space or they can move through time, and they're not particularly good at doing either.
Mm-hmm.
But you can only do one at once. Anyway, Maleficent does go from the data to the real version, and then from the real past into the future.
Yeah, so that takes out... Lauriam has a fight with her, but he ultimately loses. There was originally 7 pods. There is now only 5 pods because one of them got destroyed. And then Maleficent took one.
What is the data world? The data world is literally a world made of data. Like,
It's...
so if you could enter a video game, that's like what a data world is.
Mhm.
Although
It's
data worlds in Kingdom Hearts tend to just be copies of the real world.
That being said, this particular data world is connected to the Wreck-It Ralph world, where there's not actually anything important plot-wise that goes on in that world.
Mm-hmm.
But
Actually,
it does exist.
I want to rephrase what I just said. The data world isn't like if you could jump into a video game, because that's not true. The data world is more like if you took video footage of something and then could hop into that video footage.
Yeah, because it kind of just plays on repeat.
Yeah, it's something that
Gets
is
interrupted
a
by a
copy
motorcycle.
of... Yeah, it's something more so that's a copy of something that's already happened.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, where we left off last discussion is, because we're almost caught up, player characters exploring Wreck-It Ralph to try to fight some evil... the data world is collapsing. The main characters have to figure out what to do about that, probably escape.
Keyword here is there's some kind of virus in the system.
There's some kind of virus in the system. Player character is finishing up the Wreck-It Ralph world. Nothing important really happens there, it turns out. Whatever. You do fight some more of the darkness.
The Darklings.
Darklings who have been consumed by the bugs from Wreck-It Ralph.
The Cybugs. Yeah.
So you get like Cybug Darklings, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Lauriam has reconvened with the others. He finds out that Ventus totally did a murder. He wants to kill Ventus, but then Ventus collapses, and darkness, literal darkness, pops out like, hi, hello, there are multiple darknesses. I am one of them, and I am here, and we're gonna fight. And so...
And the reason I had Ven kill Strelitzia is because the Master of Masters wrote about it in the book.
So
and
I just decided to do that.
I did it, and really the only reason I connected myself to Ventus is because Ventus wanted power, and they're like, well, that's dumb, because Ven would never do that, like, never actually do anything that horrible, and it's like, it doesn't matter, I'm darkness, and I'm evil.
Also, Brain was revealed to have the Keyblade...
Master's Defender,
which we know is owned by Ericus eventually in the future.
And Aqua.
And Aqua down the line after that. Oh yeah, I guess technically Lauriam had a dream sequence or something where he saw a weird white cloaked version of his sister, maybe, in a field of flowers. That's very confusing. But that happened.
I think it hints, or at least is a red herring for something that'll happen. So.
Yes. So that is where we are. Technically, we're also getting multiple flashbacks, like every update, of the Master of Masters continuing to have conversations with Luxu, who is essentially expositioning what the hell is happening to these kids in the data world as it happens.
And the Master song slaps.
Yeah,
That's also important.
All right, well, that's enough discussions. We are ready to actually start watching the updates.
Yes.
So,
we're going to jump in from where we left off in our last stream. Sean and I will be doing voices for the characters.
And we are watching Everglow. Everglow's captures of these videos. So
yeah, Everglow has a really good channel. You should check it out. They do wonderful Kingdom Hearts content.
All right, so here we go. The world is glitching out. So this is inside the data world.
Time's almost up, Dandelions. I think that's Luxu.
Yes.
And this box needs to stay out of sight.
And this box needs to stay out of sight. Just watch with your own eyes, and my eye, of course, as things unfold between the others.
So here's the Masters.
Then, when the time is right, go off and do your thing. Also, I think this game might be a little loud. I'm going to turn it down.
What's in it?
It's a secret. And, well, you see, thing is, you can never, ever open it.
Great. Now I really want to know.
All right, I'll indulge you. But this secret stays between the two of us, and you have to promise that never to open the box.
I promise. Teehee, it's a secret, teehee. But why? I just recently watched back cover, so...
You'll see.
Ooh. Can't you just tell me now?
And ruin the surprise? Well, I'd hate for anything to happen to you, so I will give you one little hint.
I'm listening.
When darkness strikes at dawn and the lifeboat departs,
Or Ark.
this world will have fulfilled its purpose. If that happens, you have to see it through to the end. And take a corridor to a new world as fast as you can.
The world is going to end?
Haven't I told you? There's no way for us to win against the darkness. That's why we needed to use the time we had to get all those Keyblade wielders ready to pass the torch to the next generation. This world exists to nurture the dandelions, our little seeds of light, so they can be sown into the future, where they can stop the darkness. Then the sun will finally set on this duskless dawn. And our plan will have succeeded at last.
I'd love to see all these cutscenes put together in an accurate timeline.
So, seems the fight against darkness is not going well.
Oh, man.
It's over.
Yeah. I can't take you down alone. I'm not even sure I can wear you down.
Fair point. Shall we call it done then?
Oh, so you surrender?
You claimed you aren't after anything, but I'm not buying it. What? You seem pretty desperate to get in our way, showing up like this. I don't know if it's pride or fear, but there's a reason you're still here. Infection. Meaning? Data transfer requires a signal. The same goes for the hearts and minds of you humans. You underestimate how easily the darkness rides on those signals and spreads through this place. Is that why you wormed your way into the data world? But then why hide inside Ven? I told you, because it was decided.
That's enough. Skuld, you're all right. You're saying because it was written in the Book of Prophecies, it was meant to be? Well, I don't care. You hijacked Ven and attacked Laurium's sister. And now you're gonna pay for it.
That's right. We are many, and we are one. But to be one requires will. Through him we could divide into pure darkness and light, willful and distinct. It was a sacrifice that needed to be made. So Ven didn't attack Strelitzia. You did, is that right? Laurium. I figured you guys could use some help. One more ally will make no difference.
Then how about two?
Oh, here comes player character. Done with
Yeah! Everglow!
is the name of their player character. This is player character coming back from just finishing up
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph. So everything from here on out is just plot.
Yep.
It's useless. Even if you do manage to defeat us, you will still lose.
Ho 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 ho.
I don't think so. We're taking you down and going back to the real world. And how do you plan on doing that? With the lifeboat? Or Ark? Yeah, just like the evil fairy, right? You know nothing. How do you figure? If you return, Daybreak Town will succumb to darkness. I guess one thing to point out, when we first started this playback, Lushu was actually standing in the real Daybreak Town, but it was starting to glitch out because the data world is glitching out.
Yeah,
That's important to note that it's
I've
still
seen a lot of
confusing.
people question about something that's going to come up, so
Just keep that in mind. He's technically in the real version.
yeah. What have you done to the real world?
Nothing. It was decided long ago. When the lifeboat is activated, this world falls to darkness. It is already in motion, the beginning of the end. But why? The lifeboat is the last line of defense, to be relied upon in the event we cannot be defeated. Its use initiates the process to seal this world, and us along with it. The evil fairy's departure was the trigger. It cannot be stopped.
Damn, Maleficent.
I mean, darkness did this.
But that means
Darkness sent her along.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of pawns.
no, I don't believe it. Master Ava is the one who brought us together.
Oh, flashback.
I don't know about the other masters. But I know for sure that Master Ava wouldn't just throw us away like that.
Besides, it doesn't matter what the masters may have planned for us. May have had planned for us. We believe in our leader. That being Ephemer.
Let's do this.
Yay! And then you have an actual fight with darkness. And, like, look at this egregious amount of health. These are all those extra health bars they have. This game gets stupid. Alright. So where do they go? There we
About
go.
there.
Right there. It's dead. They killed it. Good job. Yay!
Hooray!
I will say I was attempting to play up to this point so that we could just use our file to show this.
Mhm.
But one, the game hasn't fully updated for America. Like the final update isn't out.
Yeah.
And two, I have not played enough of this game. I am not strong enough. I can't fight regular bosses in like other worlds. So
You'd get raffle stomped by
yeah.
darkness.
I can't. I couldn't get this far. All right, here we go. Oh, I guess we get the... Yay, they beat the level! Woo!
Hooray!
Yay! Alright.
Did we win?
I am formless. You cannot destroy me. Darklings! They're adorable.
You.
You.
The Darklings. They're after Ven? But why? Ven.
Yeah. Before, when you were chasing them through the game, like, the player characters chasing them, they keep saying, not you, not you. Turns out they're looking for Ven.
My theory on that is because Ven, without darkness inside him, is being of pure light, so the darkness is attracted to it.
If you're pure darkness, then that makes me pure light. If you use me to reshape yourself, then I can reshape you again. I'll give you a new form that we can defeat.
Ven!
Laurium, I can't lose you too. Everything's going to be all right.
Ven! No!
Back in the real world. Now to check on the data.
Aren't you supposed to be a part of the whole?
What? Hello, Lushu.
What's he got there, though?
Yeah.
Or are you acting on your own right now? Is that it?
Who are you? There shouldn't be any Keyblade Masters left in this world.
I stayed.
Lushu.
Figures you wouldn't know what's going on. Seeing you didn't take a very good look at the book.
Why are you here? You're only meant to observe.
I'm here because of your friend. The Master of Masters told me to be. Said I could watch what happens, but not to act. Look, but don't touch. He always said the strangest things. But I've thought about it for a long time, and I think I know what he meant now.
If you use that, your plan is as good as ruined.
It's not for me.
So these are the arcs we were talking about.
Yeah.
What is that?
A seed of light to be planted in the future. The true dandelion.
Flashback to Master of Masters and Darkness. What do you plan to do with this world? When twilight ends, a new day begins. You see, this world exists in 3 stages. First, countless Keyblade wielders are brought together. Then, as they fight through fear and see their leaders fall, their numbers dwindle, while others learn to stand on their own. Finally, those left must decide what to do when faced with darkness in a sealed-off world. And when all 7 of the lifeboat's pods depart, this world will end, and a new day will dawn. So you came to this world just to end it? Well, that wasn't my express purpose. You have the Book of Prophecies, and therefore knowledge of all things. Strange that you would knowingly waste your time and efforts. Whoa, you think the book tells us everything? Yeah, right. No way I'd have to let you peek at something that important. No, the book doesn't cover much at all. Just what the Keyblade I gave to Lushu sees. And even then, only the bits important enough to jot down. But, to be honest, it doesn't matter what the book does or doesn't contain. What matters is the point at which it was written. And how to get there. What do you mean? Anyone who tries to travel through time on the lifeboat will lose their body. To become whole again, they'll require 2 things at their destination. A medium to rebuild their body, and someone with memories of them. The book contains a waypoint. All this was for a waypoint? Sure was. Lushu has the memories. And my eye is the medium. I've got a direct link from A to B. You use the book and your apprentice to travel into the future? I mean, that's not my final goal. But it's an important step. One that I won't be taking alone. The 7 pods and the 7 crowns. For the 7 lights. Including your apprentice. Who knows? Anyone could wind up using them. You're even more clever than I thought. I could say the same about you. What are you all up to, anyway? What indeed? In any case, I'm tired of watching you duke it out. Although, I did see something interesting in the future.
Oh, excuse me.
What might that be? A world I can't even conceive.
So yeah, fun fact, Ray Chase did voice act this scene. You can find it on YouTube.
That's fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pause. Let's reflect. What did we see here? What did we see here?
Oh, a lot of things I can't really talk about until we get to the end.
Okay. Well, Lushu is meddling, even though
Which
he was
he's
told
not
not.
supposed to. Look, but don't touch.
I'm not touching anything. Beep boop bop throws something into the data world.
Yeah, the true dandelion. That.
Also, we know that the Master Masters can just pop out in the future whenever he wants.
Yeah, yeah.
He's ready. He's got it. Like, as long as Lushu is in the future with his Keyblade, which he is.
Which is why I think so far, like especially in Kingdom Hearts 3 and other things that have come out since then, we've seen the Masters in different periods of time.
Oh yeah.
Well, because we've seen him talk to young Xehanort.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
We saw him talk to young Xehanort in the 3 DLC.
We saw him in the secret ending in Shibuya, which we assume is Quadratum, but
And I mean, presumably that's the world he was talking about right there, one he couldn't even imagine.
And well, one that he can't conceive.
Yeah.
And then we can only assume that the Masters will show up in the future as well.
Also, we heard about the seven lights and the 7 crowns.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And he said he doesn't even know who all the people are that are going to be inside the pods. So that's neat.
Or be the 7 lights or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, another great thing to point out is that I really love that KH uses unreliable narrators. Characters lie. Characters unintentionally get things wrong. Characters misinterpret things.
It's great. It's fantastic.
Because it means that, like, a lot of this information that we might see now is like, okay, well, this is what we know about it. That might not be true.
All right. On to the second to last update.
Yep. Things are moving along quickly.
This one is 20 minutes long, and it's literally just a cutscene.
Yeah.
There is no fighting in this one. I think after this, we are going to take a short break.
And then we're going to go into the finale.
Yes, which is 45 minutes long.
I hope everything's okay. I'm sure it is. Lauriam knows it wasn't Ven's fault, right? Should we check on them? No. Lauriam said everything was fine. All right. Do you really think the world is going to end? I'm not sure. There's a lot we don't know. About this world, Keyblade Masters, darkness. Yeah. But think back to what Master Ava taught us. That when this world is shrouded in darkness, it'll just go to sleep. I remember that. It's not much, I know, but it's enough to keep me from giving up hope. I played a part in bringing the Dandelions together, so I have a responsibility to save everyone. And I'm gonna try my best to do that. It's not your responsibility alone. But whatever you decide to do, you have our support. I want you to know that. Thanks for always being there, Skuld.
Yay!
Oh, hi there.
Who is it? I'm sorry, Ventus. I know it wasn't your fault. I just needed someone to blame. Darkness is so abstract. My anger needed a simple, tangible target. Selfish of me, I know, but some emotions are too much to bear. Tell me, is darkness really gone? Or has it become a part of you, just like you said?
Oh, it's totally in there.
If it has, then
Oh. Ah! Hatred, anger, and sadness. That's exactly what they want. You have to let it go. What happened to my kind and loving brother?
Strelitzia?
Lauriam, someone's here to see you.
Who?
Whomst.
It's Elrina. Elrina? What are you doing here?
thought you should know. It's about Strelitzia. Chirithy claims to have seen her.
What?
What?
You saw my sister? Where?
Maybe it wasn't her, but a few days ago. Oh shit! I spotted someone who looked an awful lot like her headed towards town from the hill, and she wasn't alone. She was with someone in a black coat.
What's going on? But how? We can't be sure of anything yet. But it's definitely an interesting piece of information.
A black coat could only mean Organization 13. One of the Keyblade Masters. Most likely. Both the Master of Masters and Lushu fit the description.
But the Master shouldn't be here. Even if this were the real world. Wait a minute. Maybe. What is it? Do you remember why this data world was created?
As a backup of the real one.
Right, to save the world as it was before the Keyblade War. That means Strelitsia's data must be stored here too. Really? I thought this place was just a copy of the world, not its people. Besides, if everyone's data was brought over, shouldn't there be versions of us here too? Yep. Our data should be here as well. Could be that it's still locked up and hasn't been touched yet. Think about it. Elrona saw a glitched version of Strelitzia. If what Chirithy says is true, maybe her data is here and someone managed to access it. I don't understand. Why Strelitzia? And if her data does exist, does that mean we can bring her back? I don't know.
Who could do something like that? As far as we know, all the masters are gone.
Well, we'll probably have to have more luck finding answers in the real world. About that, if what Darkness said was true, we should be able to use the lifeboat in the basement to get back. But if that's somehow linked to the end of this world...
We don't have time to think about that now. Come on, let's go to the basement. Would you mind carrying Ven?
Not at all.
Oh.
I'm the most adult of any character here, so yes. Elrona must be so confused right now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, ha 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 ha, what's going on?
I don't know who you sent, but there are 5 left. Who will they go to?
You didn't read that part of the book?
It wasn't of any interest to me.
Darkness is a terrible skim reader. So what is it then?
Expansion.
Oh, so what is then? I don't get you.
I'm really into that kind of kink. Nor are we you.
Just stop it. No. Bad Darkness.
You spent time grooming these wielders only to trap and leave them behind in the data world. Why?
Don't know. Who knows what the Master of Masters thinking?
And yet you follow him?
Why not? I may not know the reasoning behind everything he does, but I can guess.
But you're not certain.
No. But I am sure of one thing. He's not a fan of darkness.
I see. That we understand. We're not fond of light either.
So what's your brilliant plan?
To spread throughout the data world using its signals. To accompany the Chosen One into the future, so I can lay claim to the worlds not yet created.
Right, expansion. So no matter what world or time I end up in, you'll be there too, huh? I don't think so.
Oh? I thought you were told not to interfere.
Yeah, to help the Dandelions. But I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this for me.
I am formless. You cannot destroy me.
I know.
Then why waste the effort?
The longer you exist without a tangible form, the more your will fades. Darkness had form when the Master of Masters was a boy, right? You abandoned it to defeat light. That's when darkness became a whole. But then you realized that you couldn't maintain your will as one or as a whole. Which is why you still need a physical form. You call it infection and expansion, but you're just stealing the bodies of those with hearts. You act like it's this grandiose plan, when it's actually kind of sad and pathetic.
Silence!
You never even figured out his real plan, did you?
What?
Let me ask you this. Besides you, there are 5 other shadows with individual will. I know at least one is in the data world. So where are the other 4?
You're well informed. Yes, 6 of us remained after the war, after which we found ourselves in the data world.
But you returned to the real world with the evil fairy. Meaning the rest are still there.
Yes.
Then you're the only one in my way.
As you are in mine. Alright, how about we pause just a tiny bit and talk about what's going on. Already a lot has happened. What has happened so far? Okay.
This is
The second to last update.
This is translated on Everglow's channel. However, this is just
This is the North American release.
Yeah, this is the North American release. So this is not a translation. This is the official text.
Yeah, this is the official text in the English version.
The next video we get to will be a translated version, so it could still be slightly inaccurate.
Yeah, so we're still in official North American release stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Laurium had a dream sequence where he saw his sister, and then he got confirmed that his sister, who he saw in the dream sequence, was walking into town from the flower garden with someone in a dark cloak. Isn't that mysterious?
I think this makes it pretty easy to conclude that Strelitzia might be the true dandelion.
Mm-hmm.
However, the thing that Lushu put into the pod could also just be like a replica body.
Yeah, because that's the thing we need to remember. They had a discussion here about data bodies, or data. There's data versions of everybody in this world too, supposedly.
Mm-hmm.
If a replica body was shoved in here for Strelitzia, they could have shoved the data Strelitzia into that body, making her technically real by the regards of Kingdom Hearts logic.
Mm-hmm.
So we got like a data Strelitzia running around, possibly. Who knows?
I do feel like when they talk about the true dandelion,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it is Strelitzia.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be Strelitzia too.
Like, unless it's supposed to be a red herring and it's going to be someone else. But, like, I think everything in the game is leading you to the conclusion right now that the
That's
true
supposed to be
dandelion
Strelitzia.
is Strelitzia.
Also, we are hearing that there are multiple darknesses that have individuality here.
Right, individual, like, wills.
Yeah, so there is the one.
The one that's talking to Lushu, and
Mhm.
that's also the same one that helped Maleficent?
Maleficent get
Yeah.
out of the real world.
Yeah.
And then there are 5 others still in the data world, one of which is currently inside Ventus.
Yeah.
And there are 4 others, supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Alright, I think we're all caught up and kind of confirmed what's going on.
Let's continue. I count 6.
The evil fairy took the 7th.
But there are 7 of us. So we're short one.
2. This one's broken. So we're down to 5.
What should we do? Cry. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, God.
Oh dear. Digital world's breaking.
What?
We're running out of time. We need to decide who goes.
But we're not the only dandelions. Yeah, what about the rest of the wielders?
They'll go to sleep. Just like a computer in sleep mode.
Sleep?
Master Ava taught us that, remember? When all is shrouded in darkness, the world will fall into slumber.
Right.
The Master of Masters knew this would happen and created a backup of the world. A place to shelter and keep us safe. That's where we are. And if something causes this world to freeze, it can be rebooted and restored. The end of this world is nothing like the end of the real one. Like I said, sleep mode.
So it's not this world we need to be worried about.
Even if we use the lifeboat to get back, we'll have to use it again to go wherever it is that we need to go after. And who knows where that'll be? Is escape really the right answer? Whether we stay or go, it's a gamble. Right, but if no one goes back, then no one there will know what's happened here. There will be no rescuing anyone left behind.
And we can't let that happen. We Keyblade wielders need to live on.
Ephemer and I should split up.
Agreed. Brain, you should go back. Having you in the real world will give us the best chance to save the people here.
Got it.
I'm not a union leader or anything, so... Listen, the only way to make it out of this is to go back. We're the ones responsible for this whole situation in the first place. So you, Ven, and Everglow should go. Brain, Everglow, Elrina, and Ven each take one. Skuld, Lorium, one of you should take the last. Lorium, it's yours.
What?
If there's a chance you'll get your sister back, then you should be there for her.
Then you need to be there for
You
her.
need to be there for her. Besides, you'll have a better chance of finding answers over there. You should take it. I don't deserve a spot.
Yes, you do. You gave me hope for the first time since Strelitzia went missing. Help me find her, please.
Oh, I love them so much.
There's only one way out of here, and the seating's limited. For now. When I get back, I promise I'll find a way to save everyone here.
Thanks. All right, we don't have much time. Who's going? I'll stay. I'm not even a dandelion. I'm just here as your friend. So, if you're staying, so am I.
Gay.
Everglow. Besides, I don't want to have to wait around for you again. I'm not leaving you two here.
Well, why don't we save one for later? I might be able to find a way to rescue all three of you at once. You already have something in mind, don't you? Sure do.
Then it's settled. Lariam, can you look after Ven? He's kind of a potato right now. Hop in, Elrina. Brain, take care of everyone.
Will do. Here, take it.
Oh! But this is yours.
It was meant for you. This too. The Book of Prophecies. I didn't end up using it. But if you're ever lost, don't hesitate to have a look. It'll help you when you need it most.
I'll hold on to these for now. But as far as I'm concerned, they still belong to you. Master Ava entrusted them to you for a reason.
I thought you'd be happy. Master Ava told me you've been wanting to read the book for a long time. Besides, I'm pretty sure she gave these to me knowing I would do just this. May your heart be your guiding key, Ephemer. Just like mine is for me.
Thanks.
I'll be back for you guys. These characters are great.
Everglow, are you sure about this? Yep. I'm right where I want to be. By your side, Ephemer, through thick and thin. Be safe. And there they go.
And that's it for
Into
that
the real
update.
world.
So, we're gonna pause here because we got a 41-minute finale.
And this is the part that's translated. We're going to take a little break here.
Mm-hmm.
Important thing to note about that last one is, or that last cutscene, I think, the most important thing out of that to remember is that Brain gives Ephemer Master's Defender and
the Book of
the Book of
Prophecies.
Prophecies, which
Is super interesting because a lot of people at up till that point had been suspecting that Brain is the
Is Ericus's grandfather.
yeah, or great grandfather or something. He was the he is where Ericus comes from, and Ericus wields the Master's Defender. But now Brain doesn't have the Master's Defender.
Well, and if Ephemer's trapped in the data world,
How
how does the Master's Defender get passed down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe
so-
we'll find out more during this. But
Yeah.
first, it's time for a break. This is a good chance for people to get up, stretch, maybe get a drink of water, cool off. Oh my god, it's so hot up here.
And then we're gonna get to that ending.
we're gonna get to that ending, and then we're gonna like tear it apart and talk about it.
Yes.
And talk theories. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, we're back. You guys ready? Are you
I'm ready.
cold? Are you roasting? Are you hot?
I'm hot for this content.
Ha! All right, let's go. Finale time. Reminder: this is for Everglow's translation, and so some of the exact wording might change later. On top of that, I think that's mostly it.
Yeah.
Obviously, the translation might change later, but this is the finale.
Here we go. So, this world is going to end?
As I said before, there's no way to win against the darkness right now. We need the Keyblade legacy to live on for the ones who can defeat the darkness in the future. So it was important that we had the time to raise many Keyblade wielders. Those seeds of light, the dandelions, this world will keep the dark. Oh god, right. I remember that line just flies by. All right. This world will keep the darkness at bay until those seeds are scattered. And a dawn that has no sunset will one day have its sun sink into slumber. With that, the plan is complete.
Well, I should be going then.
Oh, right. There's one more thing.
There's still more?
I've said this before, but I have been fighting the darkness for a long time. When darkness cast away its physical form, it attacked people's hearts. I've lost some comrades because of that.
Oh.
However, when throwing away its physical form, it also loses sight of its purpose. And that's where we are now.
So, the darkness we're fighting now doesn't have a physical form?
7 is a perfect lucky number, while 13 is a disharmonious, unlucky number.
Yes.
Just as it said, there are 13 original darknesses. Those darknesses don't have their own forms, so they aim to increase their number, increasing their number, taking them from one to many. They've already increased and the darkness that has derived its form is the Heartless. And those that don't have a form became individuals waiting to possess people with strong hearts.
People with strong hearts.
Darkness can't be defeated when it's formless. In order to win, we need vessels with strong hearts. That's why I raised you all.
You don't mean...
I know this might sound awful for you, but I'm not saying you were raised as simple vessels. I wanted to make you into people with hearts so strong that even darkness couldn't possess them.
But that's...
You mustn't forget. This is a fight between people and those who are not. We must not let our goal be clouded by feelings. I entrusted the fate of humanity to you all because I believed in you. There are 13 main darknesses. Of those, the strongest 7 ones must be locked within our hearts, and they will be defeated in whatever place they land. That is the purpose of the Keyblade War.
The traitor between the Union leaders and the Keyblade War. Is all of this really necessary?
Yep. The mention of a traitor in the Book of Prophecies has a perfect purpose. Darkness feeds upon the emotions of doubt and discord. They all must feel those emotions deep in their hearts. The conflict of all those emotions will just amplify them even more. And that will cause those 7 darknesses to be locked within our hearts.
Within our hearts?
Then there are 6 left. Those will be locked within the Union leaders after we've disappeared, and then one more will be
locked in this world.
One more will be trapped in this world.
How can I accept this? Too many people are being sacrificed.
I already told you. We must not let our goal be clouded by feelings. It's a terrible tragedy and a cruel fate for those whose hearts are stolen by the darkness. I've seen many people I loved and many of my friends' hearts falling into darkness. This isn't some heroic tale. It's a matter of the dignity of people with hearts. This isn't about sacrifices. We're readying a way to save them.
Yeah, I'd leave too.
May your heart be your guiding key. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, those will be the key to all. I'm counting on you, Lushu the traitor.
Oh shit! Okay, pause.
Oh my god, Lushu's the traitor? Who could have seen that coming? He's got the X in his name. He doesn't follow the rules of what's supposed to happen.
Also, the Master of Masters totally just jerking the chains around of the apprentices. And
Just to make them super paranoid so that they're susceptible to darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So,
like, this is a fantastic twist in that you totally see it coming.
yeah, it's like, oh wow, he was an absolute jerk and an asshole to all these people just so they could get infected by 7 of the progenitor evil darknesses.
Mm-hmm.
I like how this is also establishing that there are 13 true darknesses out there, including these 7.
And also, the apprentices are kind of named, like, it's a little bit of a reach, but the apprentices are kind of named after the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, are they?
Like, again, it's a little bit of a stretch, but envy is obviously the easy one.
Envy.
Right. Ased is like avarice.
Greed, yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
You're eating.
I am eating.
That was a poor decision to start eating right now.
I know. Oh no, it's not a stretch, that's canon. Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, you have to kind of find like the root words and you can match them to them all.
Gula, Ava, and what's the other guy?
Ira.
Ira. Okay.
Ava might actually be connected to avarice.
A lot of them are translated Latin sins, yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Sweet.
There we go. Yeah. So, yeah. And I mean, like, this is something, even if you go back to our very first Union Cross video, we're like, is Master of Masters just making up this whole traitor thing and purposefully giving them roles that is going to ensue conflict? Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it turns out it was.
Uh-huh.
But also he's getting himself involved, and he's going to seal...
Yeah, because the Master is one of those 7.
Yeah, he's including himself. He's like, yes, I will host an evil dark entity inside myself just to kill off darkness for good.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also sacrificing U6 as
U6.
well.
As
And
well
well
as
as
6 other people.
Yeah.
5 of which is he is planning on the 5
Union
leaders, so that would be our boys and girls. That's supposed to be Ephemer Skuld, Lorium,
Um,
There's no need to be nervous. We didn't come to fight. We want you to open a gate before you leave.
a gate?
That's right. Didn't the darkness you fought before mention it? Our goal is to spread. We pass through portals and spread to many worlds.
You expect us to open a gate nice and easy for you after hearing that?
It's pointless to try to prevent it. You should know our strength by now. We can even take control of that body of yours right now. Or should we take away your friends right before your eyes and make you open the gate as you writhe with regret and writhe with regret and humiliation?
Damn! No thanks.
How foolish.
When we start fighting, you get in the pod, quick. Huh? At the very least, you need to live on. How foolish. Everglow, what's wrong?
This is why you humans can't win against darkness.
What are you doing, Everglow? My jaw literally dropped on the floor when we saw this the first time. I was like,
Player character is
oh
evil!
my god! Okay, stop!
Ah!
Everglow's heart has fallen into the depths of darkness. No way! Everglow!
Your voice won't reach him
now. There is no way to defeat us without a body. I thought I told you that. Then we can't defeat it. Everglow. Ow! If you open the gate, I'll give him back. I can't.
No need to interfere.
Now watch.
No!
No!
And the final boss of the entire game is killing Ephemer and Skald. Oh, it's rough.
You gotta show their team attack.
Oh, I will.
Their team attack is sweet.
Oh wait, nope, that's... God, there are so many... You do like so many attacks in this game. Alright, they're finally getting through their actual medals. Also, in the Japanese version, some of the medals say lines. How is
so
that
nice.
so unfair
So
that the English
unfair.
version sucks? It doesn't suck. Oh, no, they're dead. We missed the...
You went too far, I think.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, there we go. That was it.
Yeah.
Alright, here.
Okay. Ephemer and Skald get a move.
Here's their move. Oh, wait, nope.
Soon.
Oh, gotta use this other person's random medal first. Alright, now. Ephemer and Skald. Oh my god, it's so cool.
It's so good.
Too bad you get like multiple 1-ups in this game.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell you what, if I actually got this far in the game, I'm not sure if I could go through with this fight.
Yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
I would probably literally put the game down for a hot second and be like, no!
I can't.
No! No!
Ba 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 ba
Killing
ba
all your
ba ba.
friends, uh, No. Oh. game has been going on for 8 years.
You should have boarded the pods when you had the chance.
Everglow, stop!
This
This
hatred,
hatred, Ephemer.
Let me nourish it.
Don't do it! Sorry.
Oh, he's
I'm
crying.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Is it just you?
Yes. Who are you?
I'm Luciu, one of the Master's apprentices.
Huh? Master Luciu, I heard you disappeared before the unions were created.
That doesn't matter now. More importantly, are you a union leader?
Yes, I'm the union leader, Brain.
If you're the only one here, then... Where are the other union leaders?
One is left, but the other two are still in the data world.
Including you, that makes 4. Was the other one taken down?
Yes.
I see. So then, you'll use the lifeboat to escape.
No. There's one dandelion friend of ours in the data world. And if you count the 2 union leaders over there plus him, that makes the 3 who will take the pods.
Smart brain. What are you going to do? Or what are you going to do?
I'll live out my time here. And I plan to awaken the remaining dandelions here in the data world.
Awaken?
Yes. When the world falls into darkness, it will fall asleep. And that's what Master Alpha taught me.
It's true that it will fall asleep, but that data world is different.
Huh?
That world is a cage for the darkness. If that falls into darkness, there's no getting out again.
But
And one more thing. These incomplete lifeboats you guys are using, you need to have a medium for your physical form at your destination, as well as people who remember you. Otherwise, it won't work. Did you know that?
well, to a degree,
Do you have a plan?
it's just I'm putting the future of my life on the line.
You're quite brilliant. It's unfortunate to think that your life will end here. Bum, bum, bum! Oh. Ephemer. Let's go back. So the pods still made it back there. One pod left behind.
For player character. We're back in Wreck-It Ralph world.
Yeah, just as a note, this area is the location, it's the cable between,
2 of the worlds.
yeah, between Daybreak Town and Game Central Station, which is the Wreck-It Ralph world.
You did well. Exploiting his anger to open a portal. Using this, we can enter many data worlds. You too must throw away that form, or you'll be erased along with that frail human body. You find it funny?
Is tricking the darkness always so easy, or is it different for everyone?
You can't be.
Even though you don't have a form, you still can't get through without using my key. That's unfortunate. Player character is sassy. What a sass master!
They weren't evil at all!
They were faking it! To sacrifice themselves! Ephemer locked that end, and I locked this one. Now you guys can't leave this portal cable.
You had this planned all along, pretending to be possessed by us?
Realizing it now is too late. We've won.
How dare you! Ah! We're stuck in a cord!
Damn it! Everglow. I'm sorry. I got you involved in this. No.
Well, player character is stuck in a cable for all of time.
Yep. Back in the real world,
Oh,
Brain and Lucio are nowhere to be seen.
things are falling apart.
I hope the others are safe.
I mean, they said that world would go to sleep, so they're just kind of stuck in there permanently.
Yeah.
What should we do, Ephemer?
Oh, sorry. Let's take a look outside.
Yeah, I mean, that's the presumption right now. We'll just have to wait and see what happens, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're only halfway through.
Yeah!
Oh, real world is falling to pieces.
This place is effed. Super duper effed. Skuld, it's dangerous to stay here. Let's go back inside. Building something up takes so much effort, but it just takes a second to destroy it. Come on. Yeah. I will say the animators, all two of them, did a really good job capturing the little moments in this.
Reminder that this entire game was animated by 2 people.
2 people!
At least all of the like cutscenes and stuff.
Yeah.
All cutscenes were done by 2 people. My God.
Anyway.
You can't understand.
I can't.
I can't understand your actions. Yours in particular. Do you want to understand? Understanding your enemy is important. For whom? All of you? Or just you? All of us. What's concealed in the crevices of the game? What's concealed the crevices of the game board is a tiny world. The smaller the world is, the easier it is to control. So next, in order to tell the story of the world bit by bit, why don't we expand the world bit by bit? And then, if we write book after book, the world will continually expand forever. Although there are places where light won't reach, there's no place that darkness can't reach. Using all those lives, throwing away all those futures over and over again, the worlds expand, but no matter where the world expands to, darkness will also grow. It's much more favorable to the darkness. We try to run to a world where darkness doesn't exist, but you are always with us. Because we're friends. Sometimes I do want to be alone, though. In what world do you plan to disappear? Some place you've never seen, a place you can never know of, a place where neither light nor darkness can be found. And that is... What's the clear difference between humans and other living beings? Even if humans disappear from existence, they want to believe that there's still a world in the future for them. I also want to believe a world of imaginary lives, a world of fiction.
Oh, shit.
Fiction? Isn't that just the data world? Even if it's from people's imagination, if you put it into realization, it becomes reality. I already told you it's not a world that you could ever know of anyway. What is it? A place where your eyes nor voice can reach. A world of...
Symbol!
Symbol.
So,
Presumably quadratum?
presumably, I saw some people say that symbol is essentially the same thing as a like our equivalent of like an asterisk. So like in reference to, I've also seen people point out that it's like an X with the 4 dots, and that's like the 4 districts of Shibuya. So I think this cutscene is going to be one of the most important ones to come back to and see how the official translations...
Yeah, know
look.
exactly what the official translations mean for this particular scene.
Right, but it's pretty clear from looking at that the Master of Masters plans to go into the realm of fiction, which is probably Quadratum.
Which we do see in the
Secret
ending of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Right.
We see him there along with Sora and Riku and Yozora.
Yeah. Skuld, get in. Oh. Thank you, Ephemer. I'm glad I wasn't alone in the end. You can't give up until the very end, Skuld. True.
Oh, gotta remember my
Flashbacks.
best friend.
My best friend. Oh, player character, the adventures you and I have been on.
Honestly, this is the part of the player's self-sacrifice that hits me the hardest. Ephemer never knows it was just a ruse.
Uh-huh.
Everglow. Oh, he's crying too!
No, babies! Oh boy.
Everybody in the data world falling to sleep.
Yep. But, as they sleep, their dream eaters protect their hearts and become spirits of the other dream eaters.
Turning into what we know as proper dream eaters.
What are these? Okay, I do want to pause here really quick. I've seen some Some people say that this means that the kids in this game are all Dream Eaters, and I don't think that's an accurate read of this. I think it's more so that the Chirithes are protecting the wielders in their sleep and becoming other Dream Eaters.
I mean, this is time I'm seeing as the characters are dissolving, they turn into a heart. The Chirithes grab the heart and then turn into an actual Dream Eater.
Right.
So I think the player hearts are in there.
Right.
But they're
asleep.
They're asleep, being protected by Dream Eaters.
Right.
Our existence is connected to Keyblade wielders' hearts. When your heart disappears, we do too. And when your heart sleeps, we become something to protect it.
Yeah, just like Chirithy's saying here. Will I go to sleep too?
That's up to you.
Can I choose?
If you refuse to sleep, you will dissolve into a new heart.
And then we get some glitching here. And then... this.
What's wrong?
Looks like I'll continue on another journey.
Huh? Good night. And we die.
Where's Xehanort?
Okay.
Where's Xehanort?
Alright. Credits now.
Credits, but there's more after this. More after the credits.
What that is showing there is that the main character dies in the digital world and becomes reincarnated as a baby sometime in the future.
We don't know exactly how reincarnation works via Kingdom Hearts.
Yes, this is the first time it's shown, but player character is reincarnated as the villain of the entire franchise.
Yep. Which has led to a lot of interesting theories, but also gives you a whole new perspective.
This was called because...
and hinted at.
In Dark Road, when you start it up, Xehanort's like, man, I have all these weird memories and dreams of people I don't know.
Yep.
So player character gets reincarnated as Xehanort, who... Xehanort's ultimate goal was to open up Kingdom Hearts just to know what was on the other side. God. What a mood.
We'll be coming back to that scene because there's a lot to talk about for all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And what some of the prevailing or theories I've seen tossed around since.
Oh. But this game is a journey.
Yeah. And we're not done yet.
It also explains how Xemnas apparently knew who in the organization was connected to the Age of Fairy Tales. That's a good question. It's like, how much does Xehanort, in the end, with all the body hopping and brain swapping, how much do they actually remember about the Age of Fairy Tales?
Well, that's the thing, is especially once you get to the point where Master Xehanort has possessed Terra's body and become Terranort, I think a lot of those iterations onward of Xehanort are acting purely on instinct of, like, all of his jumbled memories.
There's so much going on there. It's so hard to know who's in control. I will never recover from this game. Yeah.
Which is why I think also that Xehanort, after that point, has much less control over his plans, and he's more so just like, I'm curious, I must know, and he's very silent, and I think that's just because, like, he's so conflicted with, like, different memories and emotions and things. Especially Xemnas. Like, Xemnas is a hot mess of, like...
So much going on there.
Right, like, he has a very wishy-washy goal, and it's because, like, he doesn't really know what his goal is. He's just kind of floundering around, trying to figure things out.
I don't know, Kingdom Hearts,
Like, he knows he has to do it, but he doesn't know why.
So, if you look at that through that lens, you just go back to play Kingdom Hearts 2, and you're just like, oh, this is really sad. He has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah.
In the DS version of Days, when Roxas enters his coma, Xemnas says, so sleep has taken you yet again.
Yeah. And that can easily be a reference to Terra, because Terra knows that Ventus is sleeping as well. So... But yeah, poor
man.
Ven can't do anything.
Dude can't catch a break.
Dude can't do anything without falling into a nap.
He's too pure and too evil at the same time.
Yep. Alright. Post-credits time! We see a pod.
In a, freshly destroyed world.
Yep. That looks like Ephemer.
And he is in the
Presumably the destroyed Daybreak Town.
I mean, it's obvious a lot of those houses are pieces of it. Here we're getting the scene from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Where Maleficent comes back.
So this is where her heart finally gets fixed and her medium comes back and she regains herself.
Laurium!
Laurium is in the Dwarf Woodlands.
Surrounded by flowers.
Very fitting.
Strelitzia. But we can also only presume that Laurium has lost his memories at this point. He might also be a nobody.
And here in either the Dwarf Woodlands
or Enchanted Dominion.
Enchanted Dominion, we have Elrina under a lightning storm. And Ventus in the Badlands.
Yep.
And here comes someone.
Someone! Is it Master Xehanort? I don't know. Is it just darkness? I don't know.
And here, at some point...
I mean, this scene was at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Lucio carrying the box through the Badlands.
But this time...
May my heart be my guiding key.
But this time...
Gah!
We see that that's Brain's face.
The end.
But we're not done!
We're not done yet. What's this place?
Brain. Again.
This is...
This
Oh,
is-
sorry, you were doing Brain. Are you Brain?
Yeah?
Here. Seems that we weren't mistaken.
And you are?
Oh, my apologies. My name is Sigurd. Please wait here. I'll report the news. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'll take you to headquarters.
Headquarters. Could I get a little explanation here?
You escaped Daybreak Town's destruction, and it was decided that you would come here today, as well as us coming to greet you.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
Yes, we'll explain further at headquarters.
Wait a sec, where are the others? There should have been others that I left with.
You are the only one who came to this time.
Oh, really?
It's only natural that you would be confused. For now, let us get going. Yeah.
But that's...
He is the founder of the city, Scala Kylum, and was the first Keyblade Master. Master Ephemer.
Yeah, I know. I'm so proud of my best friend. Alright, I'm more convinced the second time around. This definitely looks like a slightly different Scala Edkylum than what we're used to.
Yeah, Sean and I were arguing about this earlier. And
that is it! That is everything! That's the end of the game!
Okay, we gotta go over those last few cutscenes, because we purposely stayed a little bit quiet.
Alright, so first one, we have Ephemer waking up in a... Okay, this is the common headcanon of what happens. Ephemer's pod either doesn't work, or it teleports him like 5 seconds into the future.
I believe that it doesn't work. I don't
Yeah.
think Ephemer's pod worked, because he still has the pod.
Yeah.
And everybody else wakes up outside of the pod.
Without the pod.
Yeah. So, I think Ephemer's pod did not work, so Ephemer just wakes up in the ruins of Daybreak Town.
And so he rebuilds it into Scala Edkylum, which we knew happens. We knew from Kingdom Hearts 3 that Daybreak Town turns into Scala Edkylum. Breaks and turns into Scala Edkylum, which this is after the break. The break is the world being destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So Ephemer forms Scala Edkylum. Next in timeline scenario, Brain wakes up in a finished Scala Edkylum in like a very gothic version of Scala Edkylum, which is
gothic Victorian,
which is not the same as
the
what
one
we
that
see in Xehanort times.
Yeah, in Dark Road or in Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's a lot lighter and brighter there. This is not light and bright. This is darker. It's dingier. There's fog.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a different time period. So this happened sometime before then. This is when Brain gets here.
Okay.
And we gotta talk about how the hell did Brain get here.
Right. So, in the cutscene where Lucio and Brain are talking earlier, here, Lucio says, "You're quite brilliant. It would be a shame, or it's a shame that your life would end here." And I've seen another translation of this line where it's like...
Yes, it's the same as when we see Xehanort as a baby. That is true.
Yes.
So it makes me think this is a area of Scala Kylum we have not been shown yet.
Mm-hmm. There's another way to translate this where essentially it sounds like Lushu is saying, like, it'd be unfortunate if your life were to end here. Which more so implies that what is going on here is that Lushu isn't threatening Brain.
He's giving him an out.
He's giving him an out.
Because...
And so what I think happens here is that Lushu body snatches him.
Because we do see that happen right here.
Lushu's body snatched Brain, which means...
His heart's not in there.
Right.
Maybe.
Which will be the same as essentially getting into one of these pods.
He's pulled his heart out and thrown it into the future. Presumably.
Yeah. And with Brain and Sigurd at the end, Sigurd brings Brain his hat.
Which is a medium.
Uh-huh. And the Book of Prophecies, which has the memories.
Well, he doesn't bring the book, but he mentions the book of how people know that he's supposed to arrive here. So that's the memories, that's how he gets there in the future.
Yeah.
It's canon if you cast aside your body and travel as only a heart to traverse time. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Now, the only thing that makes me question this is... I don't get why Elrina...
and
Laurium and Ven
have bodies?
Have bodies.
Yeah, because they are supposed to be hearts as well, but they show up in the future. Presumably this is around the time that they'll be picked up by the organization for Kingdom Hearts. So sometime between Birth by Sleep and 2.
My only theory to this is the reason that they have bodies is because they've lost their hearts.
So they're already nobodies?
That's my thought. Is that when they traverse through time, they lose their hearts, which is connected to their memories.
So that's
so
why
they're already nobodies here.
Like they already are just kind of screwed up because they don't have the correct medium to get to the future correctly. Which is why when we see Larxene and Marluxia in the organization,
they act completely differently.
They act like completely different people.
And it's only after
3
defeating their nobodies that they regain their memories.
Yeah, in 3 they're like, I remember my purpose.
Yeah, Frostpatch, that's the clinch pin. I don't know what that means for Ventus.
I mean, Ventus I think is similar. I don't know the specific. We don't know the specifics of this, but his here in the Badlands. Presumably, this is before Birth by Sleep, and Master Xehanort is going to walk up here and see, dead kid. I can teach him to use Keyblades, and then I'm going to split him in half. This is important to note that we already know the quote-unquote identity of one of the 13 primordial darknesses, and that is Vanitas. Or as they would eventually become Vanitas, as named by Xehanort.
Yeah, I know. They should have a heart without a body, not the other way around. But I don't know. It's the only explanation I can think of.
Unless there's some medium here that we don't know about.
Well, the only thing that... okay, Ventus does not have a medium here. Unless the medium is darkness coming up to him. Is that his medium? I don't know. If that's not Master Xehanort.
Yeah. It's so difficult to know.
The medium for Marluxia, you could argue, is the bed of flowers he lands up in. And...
maybe No Name is the medium. I mean, it's very possible that, the same mediums could be used from, the Master of Masters and stuff like that.
Yeah, something could be happening off-screen. Lushu maybe went to these points in time.
Just so they could pop up.
Right.
But at least we see, yes, they did eventually make it to the future. And then you can kind of... there's we miss a little bit of, B, C, D, but we see E or F. We see the next step in the line where Ventus gets raised by Master Xehanort, gets chopped in half, given to Master Ericus in the
Mhm.
Land of Departure, and Birth by Sleep happens.
Yeah.
We can see Marluxia or Larium and Elrona eventually get picked up and turned into Larxene and Marluxia for the organization. Like, these are steps that we know where they finally get there.
Mm-hmm.
We know...
It is confusing because we don't have the answers.
Yeah. But, like, I feel like there's enough here to go off of being like, yes, I understand what's going on. I don't understand the specific nitty-gritty sciences behind it.
Right.
And I personally think that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's totally fine. Another scene to talk about is these heckin' flashbacks with...
Oh, yeah. Of baby Xehanort. That looks like Skuld.
It looks like Skuld, but is it Skuld?
Because they're not quite the same.
I know. She's got... I mean, obviously she's supposed to be older here.
Mhm.
Like, this is an older woman. And she's got slightly wavier hair at the bottom, and her eye color is slightly different.
Skuld has brown eyes?
Yeah, Skuld has brown eyes.
Okay. So this is very likely just a random different person.
I wish she looked a little bit more different, though, because he looks similar enough that it causes doubt.
Uh-huh.
Nomura does like girls with long black hair, it's true.
So, we got this girl...
I don't think it's Skuld, because I
Yeah.
still think Skuld is the most likely candidate for Subject X.
And Skuld is the only one that went in a pod and traveled to the future that we don't see her where she locates after this.
Right.
There was no scene here showing where she was, which makes it so much more likely that she is a nameless star. She is the
Subject X.
Subject X from the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret reports. So that she is the girl that Lee and Isa were after.
Yeah, who the Ansem the Wise's apprentices were experimenting on.
They really had a chance to make another dark-skinned character, and they still didn't do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we don't know that she's his mom.
Yeah, we don't know for sure that this is the mom. And we don't know who this old man is, but it doesn't matter. Because they take baby to Destiny Islands to grow up, and then he still makes his way back to Skala and Kylo.
I've seen some people theorize that this old man is Ephemer. Because... And I don't know necessarily how much weight I put into this is Ephemer, but I do understand the logic behind it, that this is someone who knows of the Book of Prophecies and knows that Xehanort will bring bad things. And so in order to try and stop that from happening, they take Xehanort away to Destiny Islands. But then as soon as he dies, fate happens and Xehanort gets pulled back into Skala and Kylo.
I could see it. I could also see it not being him, because I
like
feel
I said, I don't think it's necessarily Ephemer. I do think, though, that line of thinking of it's someone who is trying to stop the future from happening.
Yeah, I could see that line of why he's brought to Destiny Islands. I don't think it's specifically Ephemer. Ephemer is dead before all of this.
Yeah.
Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, goes back in time.
Back in time to when he was a baby.
Maybe it's Luxu in another vessel. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Luxu jumps a lot of times, and we don't know all the times that he does jump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he eventually becomes best boy as if.
As if.
As if! Alright. Theory time. What's in the box? My theory.
Mm-hmm.
That box was created by the Master of Masters back in the super old Kingdom fight between Light and Darkness, where Master of Masters made it out, and only 6 of the Darknesses made it out of that fight of the original 13. My theory is that box contains the 7 Darknesses, or 6 or 7 Darknesses intended for the Foretellers, Luxu, and the Master of Masters, some number of those in particular, which is why Luxu had to hold on to this box and not open it until the super future, where he pulls the others forward through the medium of his memories and space-time, whatever, doobly doo.
Mhm.
And that's why he's there. And he's like, hey, it's me, Lushu. I'm going to open up this box now, and you're all going to become evil.
Yeah.
That is my theory. That's my theory of what's in the box.
Also, something that should be noted is that the Master of Masters' plan to make to raise people whose hearts are strong enough to hold the darkness but not give into it
Mm-hmm.
perfectly describes Riku.
Yep. It's true. Also, just going to point out, the scene with Lushu taking over Brain's body implies that Braig was also a separate person before Lushu takeover. I think Lushu takes over during Birth by Sleep. Also, Braig loses an eye, and after that, Braig dies, and the rest is Lushu.
That's been a theory for a while. I don't know. I think
don't
it's
know.
Lushu the whole time. It could be maybe
It could that he
Braig.
took over sometime in there.
Yeah,
His eye color does change at the end of the game.
but his eye color was like brown before,
Mhm.
and then they become yellow. So that's like the whole Xehanort thing.
Yeah.
So that's Xehanort taking over,
Yeah.
not Lushu.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we see here that when Lushu takes over Brain's body, it doesn't change his eye color.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, his
there's-
color still stays the same as Brain's eye color. He's not touched by darkness or
Mhm.
Xehanort or whatever. Also, similarity between Braig and Brain is names. I mean, what? Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about name similarities.
Oh, we can also point out too that like this has obviously been a thing since we knew the name Xehanort. But Xehanort is an anagram with an X thrown in, just like all the other organization members.
It
you can
means no heart or another. And now that we know that, and you look at the fact that it's player character becoming Xehanort,
another.
another works very well. It's like you're just another random Joe Schmo.
Another. I love it so much.
It's
But also he
beautiful.
has a boss called No Heart.
yes, yeah. One of his boss fights in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah. Is
His
No Heart.
armor is called another.
No Heart.
No heart. Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. So it works both ways. It's fantastic. It's lovely. I love it. A++.
Yeah, and Xehanort originally has gray eyes that change to gold.
So what does this mean for Kingdom Hearts going forward? What game is coming out next?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Which is so exciting.
It's honestly really exciting. It's not like, oh, we know the next game is going to be about this character or that character. It's like this time we don't know.
I mean, we do know Dark Road is probably going
Ending
to be
this year.
wrapping up this year.
They
They're-
said it was going to be a nice and short story, just setting up a bit of Xehanort's past.
Theory for Dark Road that I've seen thrown around is that one of the reasons Xehanort is so connected to the darkness is because player character was trapped at the end with 4 of the darknesses.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially, maybe those 4 darknesses have transferred over into this new life.
Followed
with,
him somehow.
Yeah, with him. Plus the apprentices that like this, or there are 4 apprentices that die in Dark Road.
And we don't see how that happens yet.
Right.
We might.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But Bragi, Bragi, Erd, Vor, Ver, and Hermod.
Yeah, they all die.
So it's just Ericus and
Xehanort.
plus, yeah, Ericus and Xehanort. Plus, we've now seen that
Who's the white-haired kid? Is that
Balder.
Balder? Okay.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember his name.
Balder shows up and talks to Ericus in one of the last updates, and I think it's definitely implied there again that Brain is
Brain is
Ericus's
Ericus's
grandfather who has disappeared, and it's a sore subject for Ericus.
Okay. So maybe that's this.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows? And yeah, maybe Balder is a descendant of Ephemer.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know.
They both got wiggly silver hair,
Mm-hmm.
wispy silver hair. It doesn't really matter a lot in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And until explicitly stated, I don't care about familial descendants and lines.
No, in Kingdom Hearts. But
It's not been a thing yet.
like we said
Whatever.
before, where this could go from here, there is so many possibilities. We could be getting like a Virum Rex game that's about Yozora.
Mm-hmm.
We could be getting like a game about Ephemer rebuilding Scala
Mm-hmm.
as Ephemer, or maybe as a new player character if they decide to do another.
Because, like, there's obviously a lot... Like, by the time that Xehanort and Ericus are there, the place is mostly abandoned already.
Right, because something else happened again to change Scala into what it is in Dark Road. And I think that the Scala that we see in Kingdom Hearts 3 can pretty safely be assumed now to just be a
Memory version.
dream memory projection from Old Man Xehanort's memory.
Yeah, of him remembering it.
Which is why we take a portal there and why it's all abandoned and like it goes all Inception inverted.
Blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree. You know, we're done with looking at this, so let's get that out of here. We'll just have this nice green.
Green.
And the last character in the line is...
Yeah, I would really love some point in the
Xehanort.
future to get a reunion.
I don't want it anytime soon.
No, I'd rather they focus on new stuff. But at some point, if they released either a
Movie compilation
or game that was
3D
reunion.
Yeah, that would... I could see that being nice.
Also, even characters who are, like, long dead in this game, I would not... Like, we can assume Brain and Ephemer are, like, long dead in this game.
Yeah, they're long dead in the Kingdom Hearts franchise order.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a comeback, because one, Kingdom Hearts characters never die. And two, a lot of the ending messages of these games recently has been like an oath to return.
Yes.
Kingdom
So who knows?
Hearts.
Who knows? Who knows what all that means? There has been... This is obviously just fan speculation at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But this is something you brought up with me today.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of a Kingdom Hearts MMO.
Yeah.
Like, a more proper MMO than, like, the gacha game of Union Cross here.
Right.
And they already have a perfect setting for it. Early Scala at Kylum.
Mm-hmm.
Just early after Ephemer has rebuilt it. Maybe there's an adult Ephemer running around and he's, like, teaching you stuff.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. I'd be down for it. I'd be down to clown.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, Luxord has shown up in with Yozora, so I don't know that he's from Scala at Kylum. That's my guess. Obviously, we don't know for sure. But it was definitely him driving the car with Yozora in Yozora's cutscenes. Yeah, that's correct. Kingdom Hearts has no side games.
Yep.
Not even one.
Not even the gacha game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I would be interested in the MMO.
Because just like I like plot of the Kingdom Hearts series. I
Yeah.
would actually play an MMO.
I'd play an MMO for Kingdom Hearts. And I'd say that about nothing else.
No other franchise will get me to play an MMO.
Not even Final Fantasy.
He went to Quadrata, but he might be from Scala. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. We still don't know where Demyx comes from.
Would you play a first-person shooter of Kingdom Hearts? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it wouldn't be nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
Alright. I think that's enough for this stream.
Yeah, there's...
I hope this has been a cohesive look at the franchise. If you have any other thoughts,
At this game in particular.
if you're watching on YouTube, please put them in the comments. I would love to hear more discussion down there. Obviously, here on the stream version, there's not a comment section. So wait like half a week for this to come out on YouTube, and then go over there and discuss on it.
One thing I can say with confidence, I don't think the next Kingdom Hearts game will be a Kairi game.
No, probably not.
I think the safest bets for the next Kingdom Hearts game are top 3 picks for who is most likely to be the main character of the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Riku!
Is Riku, Yuzora, or Ephemer.
Or Ephemer is present,
Mm-hmm.
even if he's not the main character.
The
Look-
Misadventures of Axel and Kairi. But you know that if that happened, you would still only play as Axel.
Oh, it's so true.
Oh, I was just joking with Sean that what I see is more likely than a Kairi game is a Aqua game where Kairi is training under Aqua, and like Mickey comes up to her and he's like, "Master Aqua, we need your help." Blah 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 blah, and Master Aqua's like, "Oh well, I'm training Kairi though," and it's like, "This is really important. All right, well Kairi, you stay here and train. I can't bring you along because the forces of darkness are actually looking for you." And so then it's an Aqua game. Like, honestly, it feels more likely than a Kairi game.
All right. I really need to call this stream to an end.
All
It's
right.
too goddamn hot up here.
It's true.
It's very hot in here. Things coming up on future streams. Tennille,
Yeah.
what's happening next?
On Monday, we are playing more Pokemon Black and White 2.
Yes.
After we finish Black and White 2, which won't be the stream. But we did reach our stream goal last night of Sean playing Crystal. So,
Yeah, so the next Pokemon game will be a Pokemon Crystal run where Tennille has chosen my team.
mhm.
And if we get to 250 subscribers, which we're at 213 right now, I will have to play through the entire game all the way up to beating Red, who is the secret boss at the end of that game.
Yeah. On Tuesday, then, I will be working on commissions.
And
You
there-
can get commissions from me through a Patreon. And then on Friday is more Breath of the Wild. And
Yes.
then on Saturday is going to be Flower Harvest.
Flower Harvest, probably.
Probably.
But also, it's the start of E3, so we will be watching a number of the E3
Press conferences.
events. And specifically on that Saturday, 1 week from now, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, is the Ubisoft presentation. So,
When's the Square conference?
Sunday.
Oh,
Sunday, so the day after.
that's what I'm excited
We're
for.
definitely going to watch the Square.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're going to keep us away from the Square Enix presentation.
Because while I don't expect there to be new info,
Yeah, like,
what if? What
like
if there
they've already
is?
said that they're going to be talking about Life is Strange and a couple other games I don't really care about, but they might drop some information.
There might.
They might also drop information on Project Triangle
Oh, yeah.
Project or whatever, which I had fun playing the demo, so I would love to see if they're going to have more information on that.
Plus, they might have information on Neo.
Yeah.
Since that's coming out soon.
Yes, but I don't want to know more information on Neo.
I know, I'm already sold, so.
Like, I'm sold. Don't tell me anything else. I legitimately don't want to see more on Neo. I want to go in as spoiler-free as possible.
Because Square has a tendency to kind of spoil
Everything.
everything
The
in
entire
their
game. It's bad. All right. Also, reminder, there's an announcement coming to patrons on Tuesday evening as well.
Mm-hmm.
And for non-patrons, you'll be able to see the announcement at the beginning of the Wednesday episodes, which are the next Animation Pilgrimage episode on your channel, or the start of the new Let's Play that'll be
Yeah.
happening on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also still a secret. So, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys later.
Bye-bye.